that man on your screen. Large part of why the Housten Outlaws are up 2-1 versus the New York Excel. And I'll do it because he had the impression.
They put
Hanzo on the last map.
They put a lot of pressure on Nene, and Jake was able to find the kill onto Hanzo. We actually did a rewind with Jake recently, and yeah, he's a big fan of Hanzo. One of his favorite heroes to play, actually. So, shows up big there. His versatility has been key for Housten's success. Plays Brigida, plays the Pharah, plays the Hanzo. Just to recap for everybody, the Housten Outlaws, our number 17 ranked team in the league, is up 2-1 against the NYXL. And you know what? I'm surprised, but I like being surprised, so I'm very, very happy right now. They were like one cleaner fight away on HLC, Horizon Lunar Colony, from 3-0ing this. NYXL has to bring it back here. Look, there's taking maps off, and then there's losing to Housten, who didn't win a match in Stage 2. And what a boon to the confidence this would be for the Outlaws.
Yes.
They didn't make any changes during the break, during the halftime break here. Going with the same core set of guys. But this is, I think, the starting roster that can take them a long way here.
Perhaps, I mean, this is the thing. You're sticking to it. It's like Hunter's sticking to their game plan coming into the season. We're going to play our style, and that's going to be the way it is. And there you go. Whether it works or not, this is what's going to happen. And Housten, same thing, not making the dire roster changes that we've seen in other teams. Perhaps now in the second half of this season is when we actually get to see them start to shine and come into their own.
What do you think if NYXL loses? Do you think they'll ever wear their alternate jerseys again?
No, that's the first. Yeah, that's if that jersey gets burned. I mean, we got one sub coming back into this, the fight. Cool Matt.
Yep.
We'll be back on the stage here with Dante, or subbing in for Dante, rather.
It is the coolest of mats, as his name would dictate. Used to have a number at the end of that one, now it's on the back of his jersey. But since we're going to Watchpoint Gibraltar, makes all the sense in the world. It's a map that you almost 100% have to run a diva on, no matter what. Sombra can be good on it, but you know, you just make versatility changes elsewhere. But this map has so much high ground that you almost have to run a diva. It's very difficult not to.
It makes sense. It makes sense, fellas. Go ahead and take a listen in on Housten Outlaws when they were in the lead.
Yeah.
Let's go!
I did not think.
We have one more map still.
Yes.
One more map we have to
Jake.
win. One more map we have to win.
Woo! Stay calm, guys.
Just like old times, baby. Climbing up top of the storm arrow. Woo!
I want everyone to calm down.
Hey, calm down.
Well, that time it wasn't Jake. It was Jake who was all like, oh my God, I'm so excited. This is great. And then everybody else was like, calm down, Jake, please.
It's so nice to see Linkser so happy. Like it's been a bit. One of my favorite people. He's been around since closed beta. Linkser's been playing, and I've been casting him. So it's been a long time for him. And there it is. That is how we got to this point. Again, Housten had a real solid chance at winning Horizon. This could be all green going into it, but Watchpoint Gibraltar up next. An interesting map. A lot of high ground here. Again, that's probably why you have to run the diva, but this used to be a very Widow-centric map.
Indeed.
Used to always run Widow on this, and we shall see what these teams want to run. People have been clamoring for Housten to please just run damage dealers. You're good at them. And now we have the visual evidence that it works for Housten.
And they could be the team. They could be the team to say, right, we are going to stick to that. That is our style. We're done with trying to run 3-3. We're done with trying to make something work that clearly hasn't fit us. I mean, NYXL are going to be in a bit of a tough spot right now, because if Housten throws out something weird, NYXL, they can't really adjust on the fly. They've got such a long way to go back to spawn, so they're trying to go for the coverall, it seems.
Well, I mean, you kind of run this. Housten's offense is not indicative of what they're going to run. They're just going to try this, which every team tries.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but, you know, Gibraltar is very much like a 3-3-ish map. You know, your tanks are going to try to take high ground, so it is going to be 3 tanks, 3 supports for the Housten Outlaws. The Sombra variation for NYXL, where you take your diva out and you put Sombra in on that. But Sabiomi has not had the greatest of Sombra so far today. Some of it's been unlucky. Yes. But, you know, some of it maybe just still trying to get a feel for the hero.
Well, he doesn't have to worry about that now because Linkser isn't on Widow, right? That's been the main thorn in his side, is that somehow Linkser just keeps finding headshots on him.
It's just strange because Mecca was playing Sombra for them early in the year and was doing okay. And now it's like, what do you do on the offense? Do you throw in the Sombra in the offense? So it's interesting. We'll see. uncontested so far as the payload rounds the bend.
Serious progress here for Houston, but again, they're going on to a comp where they haven't had the greatest success. They lose the majority of the fights. Running 3-3, and Libero's gonna find Jake out in the open. That's not gonna help things here for the Housten Outlaws. Raucus going down, and Raucus overwhelmed by Nene.
Losing one is not the end of the world there. Losing your Brig is not the worst. Losing your Zen right after is bad.
The Diva as well is certainly not going to help. All right, so New York, they gave a lot of ground, but they confidently won that fight. They got the job done. 2.5 minutes on the clock here for Housten Outlaws. No changes on their side of things here for Houston. They're sticking to their guns.
Well, the issue is New York's ahead in ultimates, and they have an EMP ready. There's going to be nothing to stop this. Raucus needs to get to Transcendence. Sabiobi has telegraphed his EMP rather obviously most times. He decloaks, throws his Translocate over the top, and then goes for it. You could play the mind game where you don't go for it. You could just whip the Translocate over and not even Translocate.
Raucus is doing a great job right now of hiding in the back room. Yep,
Got
exactly. Gets it off, sure, but Raucus with the trance is there. Somehow Wuma still goes down, though. That's a brutal focus fire from New York Excel to capitalize on it. We lose SBB, but Jonak with the trance now, trying to keep everybody topped up. He's going to open the door here for Linkster, but Animo's got the sound barrier to counter the grab.
Nene could get this in there. Matt is trying to be around to try to eat up this Graviton. They do have sound barrier, too, so not over yet. They've done a good job of getting ults out of New York. Matt eats it!
No, that's so big. Matt is so clutch. But there's the sound barriers. Big kills coming in. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Pinned to the walls that are now painted red. New York Excel. They held out for a good bit. They did burn time, but that is the first point here for Housten Outlaws.
Oh, they're such a clutch Graviton defense matrix negation. We just call it eaten. It's a lot easier, but I know it can be confusing. It's a little future vacuum that just eats up projectiles there. And now they're in a good spot to take away this high ground. Even Muma's up on high ground here as the Reinhardt. See if he pulls a super and tries to 180 shatter off this.
Oh man, that would have been so sick. He'll still get the fade away on Jonak. That's not too shabby. And if they get through here quick, man, Housten Outlaws, they can still do it, Hex. This is bonkers.
Well, they're pushing through, and that late kill onto Mono, there might not even be enough to contest this. There won't be. They don't want to come in because they don't want to split spawn and stagger this. And Houston rolls through the hardest part of Gibraltar with ease.
Okay, now you can go to Widow Links. Come on.
Widow was good on this last point.
You get up on that balcony, you know, it turns into a shooting gallery.
But they're already taking position. Usually you want to take this corner here. A lot of Reinhardt fights happen around corners, trying to get free hammer hits in. Matt is just going to be everywhere being annoying. NYXL has the ability to win this next fight. There's the EMP.
There's the EMP over the top, trying to hide it.
Got it up. Got trans off again.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. It seems like Sabiobi is just willing to get in there with the EMP whether they spot Raucus or not, because Raucus is ready for it every time. Last time he was hiding in the rooms. This time, clearly hiding behind, well,
Wait,
not in range.
You need to switch it up. You need to throw in your Translocate and then not go in at some point in time. You got to throw him in a literal curveball. Not happening here.
Oh, Jonak with the trance. We'll be able to contest 3 quick kills. And Housten Outlaws will finally get sent back.
Oh, Raucus gets left all alone. Matt just bailed on him. Matt gets out alive, though.
I have feelings, though, Hex.
It's still good for Houston because NYXL still doesn't have a whole lot here. Their economy is in shambles. Same could be said for Houston, but let's just try to win a straight up fight here. I wonder if they can set up like a bash grav here, or not a bash grav, a bash self-destruct. Matt's very good at finding these angles on the Diva. You know this firsthand, it's a very good map for self-destructs.
Oh, buddy. If anybody can do it, Matt can do the best impersonation of me. It's true. Let's go, Nene. Kicking things off, and yeah, not this time. Jake is out, and Cool Matt's gonna get demec'd.
Well, that will win them the fight straight up. Anima used his barrier to engage there, so that's fine. It does get Mono closer to his shatter. 2.5 minutes on the clock for Houston to try to close out this map as the payload lurches backward. They still have self-destruct and still have sound barrier. Good job with ults. Sabiobi, yeah, Sabiobi's going to get there because EMP charges that quickly.
Yeah, he's clear comfort up there, SBB. He's going to be just fine. Mono right now, crouching. looking for it, but they are just going to press forward relentlessly here, Houston. They're getting some decent progress. Now the contest can finally come through for New York Excel. SBB's got the EMP, could come in over the top. Mono's got to be careful not to get cut off from the rest of his team. He is dropping dangerously low. Hero Shatter just thrown out there. Cool Matt. He will survive just fine, though, and Housten Outlaws now a chance to just press forward.
It's another EMP that got nothing, and now they're racking up the kills. Houston in a great position to finish this out. The Transcendences have been godlike from Raucus.
He just does not miss a beat. SBB going to be contesting, but it's not going to be for long, and the Housten Outlaws will be picking up the third and last, perhaps the last-minute contest. Mono doing the best he can. Nene even in there with the Doomfist, but it's just not going to be enough. Surely they're going to be able to clean this up on the Houston side. One after the other, they fall, and Housten Outlaws now. They've done everything they need to, Hex. It's all about holding. They got the 3 points. Now, can they hold against the NYXL?
They are a single defense away from taking a series from NYXL, widely regarded as one of the best teams in the Overwatch League. Last year, this year, every year, they've only lost 2 matches all year. And my goodness, I want everyone to tweet Raucus apologies if you've been critical of him, because his Transcendences absolutely saved this team. Time and again, there were 3 EMPs in a row that got nil, squat, nothing, because Raucus is able to save his team. Oh, it's been good to see.
He's on point with the positioning. Name of the game for the Zeds when you know a Sombra's on the field. Raucus has been up to the task today. Marvelous hair as well, as always. So, NYXL now on the offense. Now we get to see, do they change anything up, Hex, or not?
It remains to be seen.
What could they change, I guess? Because SBB seems to have to play Sombra. That seems to be part of the game plan here.
Yeah, I mean, because you took out Mech. Yeah.
Get him on Widow. I don't know. Like,
could be. Are the Housten Outlaws like the biblical Samson? Is there power in their hair, you think? Like if he took clippers to the house, would they just fail completely?
It's not happening.
All right, defensively for the Housten Outlaws is set in stone. They are out of spawn, ready to go. Standard 3-3, and why not? Worked for him last time. I really think that if Sabiobi plays on the Sombra, he has to start trying to mind game Raucus. You see, there are teams who will just throw Translocate over and over and over, trying to bait out Transcendence. But Sabiobi's gone to the well every single time, and it has not worked. The buckets come up poisoned.
I think he keeps just trying to hit targets with it, right? Rather than find the key. Raucus is doing such a good job of hiding. It's a tough place to be here for SBB to get the value, because right now he is a bit of the linchpin for the team. They need those big plays from him.
He's in the back line, trying to get a little bit of charge here.
Oh, nearly had it there. That was close.
Housten draws first blood. Please don't hold in that pack room. That pack room is death room. Raucus.
We see a little bit of the San Francisco shock here. Housten Outlaws got to put them back in spawn. Now, do they hang around? That would be the play. That's how you do it with style, but it's not looking like it. Houston decided to play it safe. They're going to back off.
They've done a good job of charging up some ultimates, though. Transcendence is charging faster than EMP right now.
Jonak will be there, but Raucus, let's see, there's the hack on Linkser once again. It's SBB just being a real thorn in the side of the defense. Jonak gets the pick, and that's big without your Zarya. No bubbles, no damage, no big damage at least.
And he was so close to having Graviton. Housten needs to back up right now. The EMP catches 2. Jake and Matt do get killed, taken down. The EMP does find Pater that time. They will stagger out Matt's.
Yes, this is where you go quick, though. Get the quick reset. Housten Outlaws, they have what they need. Raucus didn't throw away the trance. Linkser's going to get the grab up here. But with Nene in the grab, he could lock him at the door if he wants. Yep, he's going to do just that. They can just go ahead and coast that point straight on through. Grabs or not, doesn't matter. That's going to be the first point. Picked up for NYXL, and the fight won handily as well. Raucus they still have to support ultimates here for the Housten Outlaws, though.
Yeah, a little bit rough there. They do get cleaned up going through second point. The issue is that now NYXL is going to be able to take high ground, and this is how you saw Houston able to cruise through the shuttle phase of Gibraltar, which is so difficult. Sabiobi is getting caught. Like, he's been caught by Linkser several times. He gets caught right there by Raucus, and they eject him. This is huge for your defense. Because now you can chase if you want, but you also now get your own high ground on second. You take it away. Houston was able to take their offense because they took high ground and never gave it up to New York. It's a hard stage to push into as the offense once this main door closes because there's 4 tiny choke doors. That'll help.
I'm curious what the play is here, where SBB fits into the system. I see it calling a lot right now, keeping an eye on his camera, right? Like, he is calling a lot. But it's like, does he have the confidence, right, from the first season? Does he have that ability to be like, this is the call, this is the play, this is what we need to do? And will the team follow him in the same way? It's a tough place for SBB to be. A lot of pressure on him, but another EMP goes in, and Raucus once again with the trance. Still, they finally succeeded in getting that kill on Muma. They do get that collapse.
Yeah, Raucus got batted around, and now Linkster's gonna get grabbed, solo grab, taken down. That's a good EMP. I mean, Saviori's playing the Sombra in a very strange way. So he decloaks first in front of the team, so he can get EMP off immediately after translocate without any decloak delay. But he's never really like scouting and being invisible behind them and trying to figure out where the supports are. It's a different style.
It's very straightforward, hammer and anvil kind of EMP. Like, this EMP is going to short everything.
It's been somewhat successful. It's been a mixed bag. You expect a higher elimination rate from EMP targets, but Raucus has been very, very good on it. That time he just got batted around and was unable to get to his tanks and keep them alive.
Quick fight coming in for Houston though. Boink commits the sound barrier.
Shattered.
That's a shadow that's going to slow things down for sure. Muma hanging on by a thread. It's going to be actually the self-destruct coming in here from Matt. Just hoping to try and stagger things for New York, not let them get too comfortable, because it is going to be some serious progress here for New York Excel.
Getting rolled over right now. It's just desperation time, trying to stall out the cart so that they can't get camped in their doorway here. Raucus is going to switch. He's going to Ana because he knows Transcend is coming up.
Yeah, Nene's got the grab as well. Or nearly there.
They can't do anything about it. They have to counter grab this if they get grabbed.
Gonna have to go for it. Well, EMP over the top. Let's see, do we get the value? 2 quick kills here for NYXL. Jake gonna follow, and this is gonna be the NYXL plowing through. Much better time for NYXL as well. 3 minutes on the clock for them. Houston not able to withstand the pressure in the end. We're tied up 3-3 on Gibraltar.
It's been a good series thus far, but I'm getting the feeling we're going to 5. We'll see. Do another part of Gibraltar right after this.
A bit in a game of all-out aggression. Hex, the Housten Outlaws on the defense, then really trying to take the fight to NYXL. But NYXL, this time, we're able to withstand the blows. And yes, we are going to get mono here. This is the final push from NYXL. Just a monster shatter. Housten Outlaws, they commit the sound barrier to that push, expecting to be able to roll over NYXL. Mono was having none of it.
Sound barrier and rally to try to get super aggressive, but Mono has been, probably one of the most flawless members of the NYXL. You can't really tilt him. He knows what his play is every time.
Awkward for SBB. He's going to get evicted. All right, so let's see. How far can Housten Outlaws go with about a minute on the clock? It's got to be clean.
Well, I've seen teams complete this in overtime, so it is it's very, very possible. Actually, may have been Houston who completed it in overtime last year against Florida. Someone completed it in overtime against Florida last year. That's all I recall. It might have been Houston. They were very good on Gibraltar last year. Getting all the free push. NYXL's giving up a lot of ground here. They don't really have the tanks to play high ground.
Yeah, that's going to be perhaps a problem here. Housten Outlaws' problem for them is that they're not really getting too much charge.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Right now, New York Excel are the ones who are way in the lead in terms of ult economy. That's only going to bear out. That's only going to be the strength here for NYXL. Down to 25 seconds for Housten Outlaws.
Well, so far in the last bit of seconds, Linkser has used 2 personal barriers and is down to 7 charge. Not ideal for your Zarya player, and NYXL is just playing around this EMP.
Yeah, he's going to get it as well very quickly here. SBB.
He can come off the top rope, translocate out, and continue to do damage for his team.
There it is. So, just no time wasted. Straight in this time. Raucus once again. Johnny on the spot. Has the trance up and ready with the Shadow there combo, though. That's going to be Boink going down here for the Housten Outlaws. Jake instantly goes for the rally. Instantly deleted. The grab is too powerful. NYXL fully charged up. Just wipe out the Housten Outlaws, and that's as far as the Outlaws will go. Right in front of the first point.
And Raucus had the Transcendence up, but there was just too much happening for the NYXL, able to get the grab follow-up as well. This is the most predictable Somber play I've ever seen, and it keeps working.
He just gets in there, and he's just like, fine, Raucus, you go ahead. But so far, they've been so good about, yes, okay, Raucus is there with the trance. He's keeping the majority of the team up, but they keep killing Muma. They keep finding 1 kill at least before that trance really is there to save him. The focus fire has been excellent here on the side of NY. So let's take a look at that mono shatter. It's probably the one for exactly. EMP over the top, mono just straight in. Shatter perfectly timed, catches Muma mid-swing. Yeah.
So the charge does a lot of burst damage there, so it's very difficult to heal through that. Oftentimes when people die during a Transcendence, there's great line of sight plays where Zarya will use Barrier on a teammate or herself to block the line of sight of a Transcendence. You don't get healed through that. That's why some of the deaths that you see, kind of hard to see in the chaos that can happen, and you know, we got 12 people in a corner right there. But I actually thought Sabiobi was going to play a little different style. I was like, oh, he's going to drop off that. He's going to come up and shoot people. No, he just cancels his translocate over the top. EMP again.
Right
It's been the same play for the last like 10 EMPs. But you know what? New York's somehow making it work. Houston needs the hold of their life to win the series. Still possible, maybe not probable.
Absolutely possible to get the job done. But they are sticking to their strategy. 3-3. Ryan variation through and through here for Housten Outlaws. So this is what they practiced.
Animo is just gonna, if they hung up there too long, you're just gonna push them off anyway. Houston hanging out in what I believe our colleagues Wolf and Kilios call the meat grinder room, because if you stay in that pack room, you will die. Almost happens every time on the defense.
Solid defense so far here from Houston, though. New York are willing to go toe-to-toe, however, and they are hanging in there.
It's a little bit good for the defense if you don't commit to one of the rooms because you have these hallways to dive in and out of. But that one hurts. They just lost Raucus. They have to give up ground.
That's problematic. If Jonak's going to show up like on the first map of the series, start hitting headshots on Raucus, things are going to get dicey here for Houston.
They have plenty of time to come back in. They need to win 2 fights in a row.
Say Raucus back into the mix, yes, and they are complete.
Muma got isolated. He dropped down alone. His team wasn't there with him.
Getting ahead of themselves here on the Houston side. Jake scratching his head, and that is going to be it. New York XL running it back. 2-2 is the score. We are going to the 5th map. Hex, we need to settle this once and for all. Are the Housten Outlaws going to be capable of one of the biggest upsets we've seen all year? Or will the New York XL just show how dominant they are? They wanted to put on a show.
We're going to Control. It's Controlled Chaos coming up next for our 5th and final decisive map. Will it be Houston? Will it be New York? Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Огонь по готовности! Огонь по готовности!
Welcome back from the break, ladies and gentlemen, and that is how Jake reacted the last time these two teams played. Not pleased. Angry Jake. Saw the eyebrows, Hex, the angle there. Wasn't pretty.
Well, we'll see if this story is a little different today. 2-2. Housten Outlaws, 3-11 on the season, tied up with the New York Excelsior. 12-2 on the season.
Even when angry, though, Jake is considerate. You know, because he just slammed that desk, but he only did it hard enough to express his anger. He didn't actually try to damage the desk like some pros that I've seen in the past, where they just leave dents in the desk. You're like, okay, man, come on, that's the desk. It's not your desk.
I'm fragile. I would just hurt my hand, so I wouldn't even bother with it. All right.
Do to you.
Our next and final map will be Oasis. Housten was able to win control on our very first map of this series, which seems like hours ago. However, record so far on Oasis, 0-2 for Housten, 2-1 for New York. But I think this is a map where you can run DPS if you want. This used to be the best Pharah map of the game. You could run Pharah on every single point. You can still run Pharah on every single point if you so choose.
5, 4, 3.
NYXL looks like they want to stick with their compositions. No substitutions for either teams.
Sticking to their guns. Rocket's going to be on the Ana. No Zen in play here.
Housten about a 25% win rate on tiebreakers. NYXL a little over 50% on map 5s in Overwatch League history. Muma is on the Winston. NYXL is going to run a Reinhardt 3-3 composition. And Sabiobi staying on that Sombra. It hasn't been pretty, but it's worked well enough.
It's worked. It's gotten the job done. Jib went their way. Now it's about him keeping his cool here. SBB wasn't on the first time they played Control, so that could potentially make the difference, although I'm sure that he would love to be playing Tracer, but still. You know, he's halfway there, Hex.
Yeah, Raucus is on this Ana as well. He's got the high ground. Libero gets anti-healed, but it does not matter. Sabiobi finds a critical pick onto point to open up this fight.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one right there. Raucus doing a good job of getting the heals out though, so the boost will be there. That's going to open up some options here, perhaps for Moma. Nice nades going in as well. Animo and Nene having to back off. So far, it's still the fight. And NY, they are going to get it. They sneak it.
Yeah, Muma has to jump off because he gets very, very low.
There's the boost, and there it is. Instant EMP here from SBB, and he is just going to go ahead and shut Muma down. You can't jump back to safety, Muma, if you're hacked.
I'm just wondering what the plan is for Housten here. And obviously they have one. I'm just trying to suss it out. Because they're playing very passively. They've got Jake up top with Raucus just trying to do healing. Maybe it's just to hit a big nade and then get in with Muma and try to burst somebody down. But they don't really have the damage capabilities. But that can work. So instead of the Discord, you wait for the Bio Grenade, the anti-heal, because they don't have a D.Va to stop it, and then you boost in. Big shatter.
Oh, and the big grab as well. Jonak, he doesn't have a chance to cancel this out. This is going to be the Housten Outlaws. Counter grab thrown in by Nene. Interesting. Very interesting plays.
Muma crushes with that Primal Rage. It is what made him such a standout player in Season 1 of the Overwatch League. His mechanics on Primal are second to none. And with those critical kills, Housten will bring it back, are in control, have Nano and Rally going forward. An EMP will be available for Sabiobi during this next fight. And without a Zenyatta, they don't really have anything to counter the EMP.
Oh, exactly right. That is the thing. They're relying a little bit on that in the past. Mono's going to find the first kill here to kick things off for the NYXL. Those anti-heal nades, those bio nades have been really doing work though. New York XL keep having to worry about them. Raucus just doesn't seem to miss, but right now without Mad in the mix, it's going to be tough for Housten Outlaws to hold.
They can try to stall if they feel like they can. Rock's going to try to jump on it. It's not work out real well. And now New York XL with 2 support ultimates heading into this next fight. A lot burned on the side of the Housten Outlaws during that last one. They're going to hold doorway here and let Jonak try to get some volleys in because there's not a permanent shield up. Just Matrix in the Winston bubble, so there are going to be some opportunities for Jonak to hit those long-range volleys.
Nene doing such a good job as well. He used grab in that the previous fight. Nene, he's nearly got grab again. This is going to be tough here for the Housten Outlaws to crack. 80% and counting now for New York Excel. First point of Oasis.
Raucus gets hacked, so they have to wait on getting the anti-heal in. Nice stun on Mono, but he should have a free shatter whenever he wants it. There's no opposing Rhine.
Ooh, Nene gonna get it off though. Muma punished once again, 96%. This is it now for Housten Outlaws. They don't have their main tank. They need to come up with something magical. No joy there from the self-destruct. And there's the EMP. New York Excel, they have all the ultimates. They're just gonna slam them home. And Housten Outlaws now back to spawn. There's the shatter. You're not getting anywhere near this point. Out you go.
It's a masterclass of using ultimates to close out a map. They came in one by one. You only need single kills when you had everyone on the point. The grab goes down, a shatter to close them out. They had every tool that they needed. And now 1 point away from Oasis. New York bringing this one back from the brink.
Yeah, all of the elims going New York's way right now. 18-5. They're the ones who are getting the kills. They're the ones that are closing them out.
It's just difficult to get kills with this composition against the 3-3. Maybe you try to isolate Jonak, and that's why you're running dive tanks onto it. But without your Zenyatta putting Discord orbs on people to do all that damage, it's very difficult to pull off. I think it was supposed to be an Ana high ground strat, just never really came to fruition. There were some good hacks onto Ana and onto Raucus on Ana and Muma on Winston that did not let them work in concert, I think, the way that they wanted that to work.
Curious to see how this is going to pan out. I don't think Jake ever stops talking. Just when watching him for the past 30 seconds, he's just non-stop.
Well, he's also chewing gum, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he's chewing.
Maybe that's the calm thing. Calm things down, but right now they are wired tight. New York looking for the first fight. It's looking like Housten Outlaws are going to be able to force him back. Raucus, though, dropping low. The focus fire is there from SBB.
Zabiobi's done a very good job in his assassin role as the Sombra. Like I said, some of the EMPs have not been great, but he's been able to get first kills onto support several times, and that's where that tracer tracking comes in. We've seen it when Sinatra flexes over to the Sombra as well, that they're just able to one-clip people because they're tracer gods. Right now, Housten has opted to run a very similar composition with no Sombra. Speaking of the devil, if you've ever been hacked by her, you will call her that. EMP is ready. Zabiobi ready. He's going to hold on to this high ground. And there's no counter to it just yet.
He doesn't even need to go for the port here, but he's going to do it anyway. Why not? Lakesir takes down Liberobo, but they instantly trade for Jake. Muma's gone as well, and that is it. NYXL, 1 ult used, and a 1 fight. That's as good as it gets.
You're just making me laugh, because it does the same thing every
Hey,
time.
but he can literally just drop down off of the top
Yeah.
if he stays on the high ground. Nothing's going to get rid of him.
No, style points. So yeah, just chucks on the translocate, gets all the targets he wants, takes them down. And that is another ult economy advantage for NYXL because they win a fight using a single ultimate, 52% and counting up, and they've got everything they want to work with here. Grab comes in.
Yep, now there's the grab going in. Key fight here for the Housten Outlaws, and it's not looking good. They've already lost 2. They might be able to take Mono out. He's out in the, he's out in the middle of nowhere right now, but he's getting topped up. Muma, there's not much you can do here. 66%.
Actually connected it point dive animation. Because he used it, I'm not sure if it connected or not. I don't think so, given how quickly everyone died, but
He's got obliterated.
I took a glance at the stat screen and that was over immediately. Speaking of over, 1 fight away. NYXL, 81% and counting up here. Trying to close out this series, a hard-fought one against Housten Outlaws.
This is heartbreaking for Housten if they go down now. Take NYXL to the 5th map. You gotta close it.
Zabiobi got out with like 2 HP, and now he's around to farm his next EMP. Big shatter, no follow-up.
Big shatter, Muma tries, not gonna happen. 99%, this is it. Full map with the self-destruct into the corner, cleverly placed. Gonna force Muma to turn his, gonna force Mono to turn his back, but there it is once again. The EMP comes through. SBB gets the job done for the NYXL, and it will be the NYXL taking the series. 3-2, dashing the hopes of the Housten Outlaws. No mercy in that man.
The NYXL has a switch they can flip. We've seen it time and again. They may not give you 100% of the time, but when they need to, they find what they have to do to win. Again, Let's give some respect to the vanquished. If you're a Housten Outlaws fan, you saw signs of life, and your team gave you something to hope for here as they gave one of the best teams in the Overwatch League everything they could handle.
Looking promising. They certainly are. See if they can stick to their guns in the future, but if they can take one of the best teams in the league the distance, even playing 3-3 strategy that they have definitely struggled with so far in the season. Jonak, a little bit of a grin. He can show emotion after all, Hex. It's true. He's just ice cold when he's on the server. Outside, totally chill.
Housten gave us some new strategies throughout the matches today. They looked very good on those DPS strategies. But speaking of DPS All-Stars, we've got Danny on the floor for Sabio.
Samler and Hex, thank you very much. Blizzard Arena, make some noise for Captain Sebelvi and NYXL. Awesome, awesome. We've all missed you. It's really great to see you back on stage. But for you, Sebelvi, personally, how was it to be back on stage playing Overwatch with your teammates? 되게 오랜만에 세벨비 선수를 좀 무대에서 본 것 같아요. 굉장히 많은 분들이 보고 싶어 했을 것 같은데 오랜만에 이렇게 경기 뛰시게 됐는데 좀 어떠셨나요?
이제 제가 있을 곳에 온 것 같고요. 팬들도 다시 보고 팀원들이랑 경기도 다시 뛸 수 있게 돼서 너무 좋은 것 같아요.
I finally believe that I'm at the place where I belong, on stage, performing and playing games in front of all the fans and with my teammates. So it feels really awesome. And we're really happy to see you back up on stage. And also, we all know that Sebelvi is one of the best tracers in the world, but this is the first time we've seen you play Sombra. How long did it take for you to practice and master Sombra? 솜브라를 든 게 이제 좀 처음인 것 같아요. 저희가 팬들이 본 게 좀 처음인 것 같은데 어떠셨나요? 좀 이렇게 얼마나 오래 걸렸나요? 연습을 하고 이런 과정이 얼마나 오래 걸렸나요?
연습을 많이 하고 나온 거는 아니에요. 막 많이 하진 않았어요. 그래도 일단은 잘 해야 되니까 네, 최선을 다했습니다.
I actually didn't practice that much on Sombra, but I had to do what I had to do, and I gave my best, and we won. And you guys did win. And also, since Sombra Goats is, part of the meta now, and a lot of teams are using Sombra Goats, so can we expect more of you throughout the season? 좀 이제 아무래도 솜브라 고츠를 조금 더 많이 나올 것 같긴 한데 이제 이번 리그에서 앞으로도 좀 세벨비 선수를 좀 많이 볼 수 있는 좀 기회가 있을까요?
자주 볼 수 있었으면 좋겠습니다.
I hope that I could play back on stage more often as well. Alrighty, thank you so much, Sebelvi. Back to you guys, casters.
Thank you, Danny, and well, that just